Hey guys, new episode of Bull tonight, episode 118, Dressed to Kill. Stay right with us.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Bull, our after show here at AFTERBUZZ TV. We got a little bit of Demi Lovato going on right now. Per Chae. Oh, we got lights going on! I love it! We haven't even seen like any lights going on this whole time. He's breaking it down for us in the booth.
And they're all pink, which I love.
And they're all pink. Well, we had a little bit of fashion on this episode of Bull.
We did.
Dressed to Kill was the name of the episode, and surely we did see some murder, as we always do. But Chae Jones is with us today. I don't have Nadine Delapella. She could not make it tonight. But Chae, please tell us where they can find you on social media.
Hey guys, I'm Chae Jones. You can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter and Instagram. And this lovely, handsome man is...
Oh, you're too sweet. I am Kevin Ellis. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Kevin Ellis. So, Dressed to Kill, it was a great episode. I really enjoyed it because we got a lot of Chunk, we got a lot of Bull, and these are like two of my favorite characters in the show.
I wrote bromance in big letters because I like the bromance they have because we hardly have ever seen their friendship outside of the office. So this is a nice way to see where they met. They met 3 years ago at Fashion Week, and it was just, I can understand why Bull would be at Fashion Week, but it's in my mind I'm like, what are you doing at Fashion Week?
Yeah, I mean, again, we got that model element. I don't know if that's what his intentions were, was to be around the hot models, because that just seems like Jason Bull's character to do that. But Chunk, obviously, he's there with Nella at the time. So it was a very interesting episode, because we saw a side of Chunk that we've never seen before, because we actually saw his life in some way before this show, before he was on the TAC team. And he was with a very tough boss. Have you ever had a boss that tough?
I called her Dragon Lady.
A Dragon Lady?
And it was so funny because everybody knew that nickname. Like even
really?
the other
You called her Dragon Lady?
Yeah, us as a people, we had that nickname for her, and the other supervisors knew what that was. So even if we said that in front of them, they're like, "Oh, her." We're just like, that's a shame.
Oh God.
When they know your nickname.
I've been very fortunate to always have really good bosses. So I knock on wood, have yet to have this type of experience. but Nella seemed tough. But she loved Chunk, and Chunk clearly loved her, because this whole episode, really, he was salty. He did not like the fact that Bull took on this case. But let's start off. I mean, and I have to note this, because last episode we were bashing some of the creative decisions, especially in that first scene. This first scene, I have to say, was pretty damn good, especially when they had an awesome tracking shot right at the beginning throughout this dressing room. I was very impressed. So you don't get a lot of that in episodic TV.
I was just happy that Mr. J was there personally. I'm such an America's Next Top Model fan. So the fact that Mr. J was there was just like God came down and just like blessed us with his his whole essence for like 30 seconds.
For like 30,
Even though
30
it was so funny
seconds,
because like that
literally.
shade between him and Chunk was hilarious. That was just like some shade.
There
And just
was.
like, don't come for me. Like, I'm like, okay, get it, Chunk. You better stand up for yourself.
Well, there was a lot of weird stuff happening at the beginning and throughout. I mean, I am just trying to figure out, all right, which one of these individuals actually murdered her, because you knew it was somebody in this room that was going to commit a crime of some sort. We didn't know that Nella was going to be the one that died. I did not think that Nella was going to be the one that died right off the bat. Did you?
I actually thought it was Kira because Kira's supposed to wear the dress, so I thought it was actually meant for her, and the fact that Nella was wearing the dress meant there was a mix-up. Because at first when Kira is introduced to Bull, I didn't see a ring, so I was just like that. I even wrote it down because I'm just like, she's not wearing her engagement ring, so
Right.
I don't know if that's just telling.
Interesting.
Was that meant for a purpose, or was it supposed to throw me off?
Well, the second that we saw Nella on the runway, I knew right away she was going to die
That
somehow.
dress was too gorgeous to die in. I am so sorry.
You're just
No.
worried about
What? I'm sorry she died and everything, but I'm just saying that dress is it was a fabulous wedding gown that did not like. She could at least took the dress off and then dye. I know that sounds so bad.
Dress well, at least she
the
died.
dress.
At least she died gorgeous.
She did. Like even she felt like just like a, I don't know, I want to say like a model because that's what she was. She felt like a model, just like down and out, dead.
Okay, but
perfect
like
sensation, like.
you gotta feel for her though, because if you were to die, would you not want to be in your best, or would you really want to be in rags? Like you're hating on her for dying in her own dress that she made.
I want to be clear. I'm not hating on her for dying in the wedding. What I'm hating is the person who wanted to kill her for letting that happen in that dress, because like now you can't, like somebody died and who's gonna want to wear this dress? I mean, maybe somebody, because fashion people are just super weird.
Yeah.
But still,
and we were getting some technological stuff right at the beginning when we had Will, who was coming up with these weird creative elements where they had like LED light dresses,
which is like awesome because that kind of gave me like Step Up 3 vibes, like the end dancing. The other like the lights just came into play. I was just like, ooh, like for it catches your eye. That's the first thing you look, so it makes the outfit even that more appealing.
Do you ever think? I mean, do you think though that we would ever wear anything like that? Maybe like. Long in the future, I would think, but like
you mean like
LED light apparel? Like, would we really ever?
I
do
would
that?
wear that black strapless one that looked like a little ball gown almost out, but it had the red LED like tights.
I think you took more notice to it than I did.
I'm a girl, and that's my only excuse.
Well, I don't blame you for doing so.
That's my only excuse. Like I'm a girl. No, but like I saw it, I was just like, dang, I would actually want to wear that. That was like I think one of that wedding dress that Nella was wearing, and I want to say there was like one more that wasn't too in your face with the lights, at least.
Okay.
That I would actually was like, dang, I actually kind of want to wear that out. I mean, to an event, at least. If I'm getting asked out to an event.
If you're getting asked out, that's what you're going for.
Ooh, that black one with the red like for the Met Ball in New York.
Oh well, okay.
Yes.
Well, if you next time you go to the Met Ball, whenever you go to the Met Ball. We know where to call. We're calling the costume department at Bull.
You can find me AFTERBUZZ TV for my invitation. Thank you very much.
So, when we were watching Bull and Chunk sideways, like on the side of the runway, Bull is getting text messages from Diana. This is when it first starts out in this episode. It's right on the runway. And they play it out throughout the whole episode, and we'll get to this because this is kind of cool. But right at the beginning, though, is she getting a sext from, or is he getting a sext from her?
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Because like, even if like they don't have the title of "That's my man, this is my girl," she's definitely like making still staking that claim. I might be in Texas, but
yeah.
Let's make a claim right now. Like, I need you to be thinking about me while you're around all these models.
See, these are phrases. These are like things like
these are
making a claim.
Chae phrases.
Yeah, these are Chae phrases, all right.
We're dubbing copyright.
Adding to the Kevin Ellis vocabulary here.
You've never heard that?
I've never heard of that phrase.
Seriously?
No. Make a claim, but
she's making a claim.
Yeah,
like...
no, I understand the reference. I totally get it.
Or should I say staking a claim?
Staking. Well, okay, there you go.
That way, okay. She stuck her claim on him. Because, like, now his mind's thinking on that dirty text and not just...
Okay, all right, well,
around.
we will move on then, because clearly that's where your mind is at. So, all right, so we're at the funeral, and we get one of the most interesting arrests I've seen, at least in a long time. Assistant DA Pike comes out, and he is...
Oh, that's what he was?
Yeah, he was the assistant DA, and he's...
I thought he was a cop. Sorry.
No. So he's the assistant DA, and he's laying out, like, the entire reasoning for the case, which the only time I've seen something like this happen was on Making a Murderer, and they determined that was very, very poor taste in doing so.
It was. First of all, you're at her funeral.
Yeah.
Second of all, that's something you could have pulled him away and said, I need to talk to you, so it's not like public knowledge. Like, he's like, I think ADA seriously do it just because they want to be in the public and they want to be in the know.
Exactly.
And they want to have their words like the first things people see.
They wanted a little limelight, but it wasn't for the good of the case. It's already, like, because it's being thrown out into the media, a lot of people, a lot of potential jurors already have this idea in their mind of whether or not this individual is guilty or not. So Will is already screwed just because of this guy's actions. A lot of people are, I mean, as it turns out in this case, it wasn't as prevalent, but I'm a little surprised that they went that direction because it was a huge, I don't know if any of you have watched Making a Murderer, but that was a huge deal.
I think just, when he did that, I was just like, you some like I just felt like he's slimy. I don't know. I just felt like
Oh, yeah.
Pike was just really slimy for that. I'm just like, dude. Like, part of me was like, okay, you're doing it because you want these people to just think he's guilty, just instantly. And the other part of me is just like, you want attention.
Yeah.
Because, like, all these gossip, like, all these fashion people are really, like, big gossipy.
Yeah.
The gossip, they were just flying. All these, like, different theories on, oh, yeah, I saw she took Karen, like, last month or this week, the day before the show. I heard she was anorexic or something. Like, all those all of the theories they're making it for themselves to make her death seem even better. And, like, Chunk was getting even more pissed about it when he was walking through.
Total gossipy. Yeah, it was really bothering Chunk because this was his mentor. And to hear these things, these theories about her really rubbed him the wrong way.
I would be pissed too.
Well, and he was just incredibly pissed when Pike comes out and says that she died of arsenic poisoning, and that Will was the one who is being arrested for it.
Okay, I have something for that. And this is the only thing I will say about Chunk for that part about this, is because I was like, dude, you're just too quick to jump. You're like the rest of them right now. You're just jumping to the, like, what it seems like is the answer.
Mm-hmm. It was a very, very emotional reaction.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I meant more. He was more just, his emotions were just running him. Like, it wasn't his brain.
No.
And it's not the thing that your brain should run, especially when your friend just died and you're really, you're still hurt and you're still, like, devastated. Like, you're like, she's right in front of you and you're checking her pulse. She doesn't have a pulse.
Right. And that's why it was interesting that he actually had to recuse himself from this case, just because he did not want to be around Will, because he rushed to judgment way too quickly, like you mentioned. And Bull, what I thought would have been a little bit, what I would not be surprised of what would have happened, Bull possibly introducing the idea to Chunk, like, maybe you shouldn't be a part of this case because your emotions are running incredibly high. Bull was obviously being very delicate about the whole situation. He wanted to be accommodating to Chunk and his own wishes, but I was a little surprised that Bull did not actually just ask him, like, hey, you know, just step aside for this one. We'll take care of it. I know that this is emotional. I know that you want to be a part of it.
But Bull also needs Chunk either way.
Yeah, he does need Chunk, and that's a good point. He needs his entire tag team. He needs the team, and Chunk is a very integral member of this team. He even catches the bad guy at the end.
I know. I loved it. Like, Bull was like at the end, he's like, I wouldn't do that. Chuck was
he was an All-American
football star. Like, he jumped out. I was like, you better be a football star.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I get it.
Linebacker, I'm sure. Of course, as we mentioned, very personal for Chunk, but very high stakes for Bull because of that. Because he's got his friend, his good friend, who he is now putting in a very awkward situation emotionally because Bull is taking on this case. And
I want to say, I do hear you on that, but I also feel like, I don't know how I would do if I was in that situation. Like, my friend just died, and my mind wants to just jump to this other person. But, like, I just liked how, you know, Benny and Cable were just, like, taking dicks, like, to remind him, like, believe in your boss.
Yes.
And you don't want to send somebody to jail. Trust me. You won't love that feeling.
And this episode, to mention Benny really quick, Benny, we had no mention of the prior case. We moved on from that, at least this episode, and everything seemed to be really good for the most part between Bull and Benny.
Yeah, I think they, like, squashed it.
Yeah, for the most part it seemed that.
Even though Bull heard of something, so, like, you didn't hear, like, Bull, like, heard him say that to Chunk, and, like, he had a look on his face before he walked into his office.
I missed this. I must have been writing notes at that moment. So you caught a little something?
Yeah, so Bull, I think Bull's just walking by, and Benny tells Chunk that you don't want to send somebody to jail when they don't deserve it. You won't like the feeling. And then Benny walks away, and then Bull comes in. He looks back at Benny, but then continues on to his office.
Interesting. Okay, good catch.
And I'm just like,
all right. See,
what do you know?
See, this is again, that was my theory. I was under the impression last week that Bull, I think he knows something. You two were really, were really certain that he does not know anything. I feel like he has a clue of, like,
after
what's
this
going
episode,
on.
I'm gonna.
So
agree
now you've got more.
I think he, like, even if he doesn't know the case, he definitely knows something is up with his friend, and the fact that it's affecting his work.
Sure.
if it was because he was a DA, like back, like so, like something from the past. I think like Bull knows something from Benny's past is right now affecting his present,
Right.
and whatever that is, Benny is not telling him, but that doesn't mean he did. Like Bull's an observer; he's a people watcher.
Yeah, he's too observant. He's too curious.
Right, he's like the most curious person,
Yeah,
ever. So that, like in my mind, like after this, I'm just like, you too curious not to try to figure out what's going on.
exactly. That's my thought. He is just. He wants to know. He wants to be a part of everybody's life and decision making in some way, shape, or form. At least he would like to influence it. And if he can't influence it, he wants to know about it.
I definitely he calls Marissa the mom hen. Like he's definitely the Papa Bear. Like seriously,
total Papa
He
Bear.
likes to be. He's overprotective. He likes to know.
Yeah, it's like he has all daughters, and he's just overbearing.
With a couple sons down hand. Like.
Well, I feel like fathers and their daughters, it's a little bit more overbearing and watchful.
Because they should be, probably.
So Bull and Marissa, they head to Brent's party, and Brent being Brett Orloff, who was Nella's arch nemesis, the competitor to Nella's her fashion line, and Kira is there, which was at first, before knowing anything about the case, it was very peculiar because she just seemed, there was something about her. I know you probably caught it too, but there was something about Kira that was not sitting well with me, and I'm thinking, okay, what the hell is she doing here at a social event? Her fiance is, arrested for murder, and it just seemed a little odd. Especially when she's just alone, not really with people, socializing for comfort. It's just kind of like she's wandering. It was just bizarre.
But now we know what we know. I won't give the spoilers unless you haven't seen it. I won't give spoilers. But now that we know, she could just have been looking for another employment as well.
Okay.
Since she was told certain thing, now she could be searching to be the new face of something else.
This is true. Yes, looking out for her own brand.
So I admit I was suspicious.
Yeah, and obviously loss of confidence after being fired. I mean,
you're especially as a model, yeah.
So Marissa and Brent warmed up to one another very quickly.
I love Marissa.
That was amusing.
I want to see if there's gonna be a little, because she's talking about romance, so maybe there's gonna be a little more I know Bull gets his romance, maybe there's Marissa romance.
Yeah, well, it would be nice. It would be nice to see another character that we could kind of pick on, because we kind of picked on Cable for a little while because she had a man in her life, and we had the same thing with Danny because she had the Brit, and
she has
she had two. Now they're both gone.
No.
Well, we don't really know if he's still around.
We don't know about the FBI guy.
We don't know about the FBI guy, but he hasn't been around at all.
But they might still be catching the drink.
They might. Well, anyway, so Bull advances. At least he finds Giancarlo, and he learns about a game-changing theft that might have taken place, and that did take place, where apparently there was a shoe thief, and as it turns out, it ends up being Will who's stealing shoes, but it turns out that they were his all along. Which, I mean, I know that they dropped the technological hint bit at the beginning of how Will incorporates all of these very technical chemical these very tough
words
designs
Kevin can't say.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to articulate it, So, but it was kind of interesting because just imagine what it would do for the shoe industry to have a stiletto that actually balanced that.
I would buy a couple pair. I'm
just a couple pair?
No, because seriously, I would be first of all, I really related to Marissa in this episode, because if that's me going to this party, somebody seriously might have to tell me to calm down.
Yeah.
Because when I get excited,
she got so excited.
I got
so
so
funny
excited.
To see.
So that's me. So the fact she's I don't want to take these shoes off. I've been praying for somebody to come out with some shoes that do not hurt. Because I'm sorry, he'll suck.
Well, how long does it last? Because truly, I have no idea.
Well, it depends. Kira didn't, they were out till morning, so.
Yeah, okay, so how long, if you're wearing heels, how long does it take to actually get, tired? I know we're going off topic, but, if you're walking in heels? Yeah, if you're walking in regular heels or stilettos, if you're walking in stilettos, how long does it take before your feet are worn?
After an hour.
Jesus.
Or two.
I don't know how you guys do it.
Right. I'm happy thinking the same.
So this is
question.
a very, very important invention. Hundreds of millions of dollars.
I
And
would
so
pay.
that's why he's taking it back.
I hope any designer who's listening, make that. That's all I'm
Make
going to
that.
ask you.
I'm
Please
sure
and thank you.
if somebody hasn't already after they watch this episode,
They definitely
somebody's
should.
going for it.
Because those will revolutionize women's shoes.
Oh,
everywhere.
undoubtedly. Well, he takes these shoes, and it turns out that in the end, they're his. Nella ends up actually getting a patent for it, and Nella was very, I don't want to say secretive because she was honest, but it almost seems like a lot of people believe that she could have been conniving.
Okay, this is my thing. From my impression of Nella, I think Nella is very tough. I don't want to use the term bitch because I don't think that's
It's not a fair.
I don't think it's like the right word because I think because she's such a hardworking, take charge person, that word should not be applied. So that's why I don't want to say it.
She was very protective. She was very intelligent, entrepreneurial. She knew full well that they needed to get all of that evidence of any sort of design out, and so that nobody, including Orlov, could steal this.
Which makes
that was
sense.
very important.
I think that's what I think. I think she's a very intense, hardworking, but also my impression, especially after a chunk, when he gave her this glowing recommendation letter. I think she's a fair person.
Yeah, she is.
And she wants to see the people that's under her excel.
Which is great, and that's exactly what you want, especially from a tough boss, because you at least want them to notice those tough, hard-working moments where you are bending over backwards to make their life easier, and yet you shine. And those moments where you shine in a very incredibly stressful atmosphere, that's what you want your boss to notice if you're going to be put in that situation.
But I think for her, if you shine, she shines. I think that's how she feels, especially letting Chunk go away, and seeing him excel, and then being a part of TAC. For her, I'm your mentor. I helped create this opportunity and help you get the confidence you needed. Mm-hmm. And I think for her, that's more what she wanted than just, the accolades or I think she's very humble about that, at least. Mm-hmm. She didn't care if thousands of people liked her.
Yeah. Because she's gonna do the job. She's gonna do it right. She's gonna do it her way. Right. And people think that she does a good job enough to where she is a very top fashion designer. So Diana Bull, we got to talk about it a little bit more because it's important. So let's go right through it. So she invites him out to Texas, and he is at first a little uncertain about making that leap. What did you make of that?
Mommy
that uncertainty
issues.
at first.
Mommy issues.
Mommy issues. That's what you're going for.
A little bit.
Break it down.
I don't necessarily think it's mommy issues. It's also, I think, just more commitment issues.
Yeah, we can see that.
And I feel like him and Diana are cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
In a way that him and his ex-wife aren't.
Interesting.
And even though I really felt that Bull loved his ex-wife as much as he possibly could, they just weren't right for each other. And I think for some reason him and Diana are the right people for each other. They just have to figure out how to
and how they navigate it, because she's a Texas girl. She loves where she is. She likes her lifestyle. She's clearly hardworking, and she's career driven. And I think that's what Bull really respects, is that she's doing her own thing and that she's not going to bend over backwards for him. She wants to make it work, but she's making it a little tough. It's a little bit of a challenge.
You know what I loved about that last scene? So he pulls in front of her house. Yeah. And she's a true Texas girl. She has a Ford truck.
She has a Ford
truck. And I mean
truck.
a Ford truck. In her driveway. I'm just you a Texas girl, real quick. Because not that many...
Was it Ford or was it Toyota?
It was a Ford.
It was a Ford. Oh, I only say that just because the subtitles at the end, I saw Toyota, and I'm like, I don't know where that came from, so I was a little confused by that.
I think I don't know, maybe they sponsored Bull.
Well, definitely. I think Skype played some sort of role, because there was a little bit of product placement there.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna Skype now.
Yeah, on the
we're not gonna FaceTime. We're gonna
on
Skype.
Tablet and
the Windows HP. You take it off. You can move it around. She can fix her little scotch drink.
Did not go unnoticed, but it was cute how they were Skyping.
I know, and then like at the end, she had her Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. I was
Yeah.
just like, they're really pushing Texasing. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just saying, I love her accent, which I said to you when we were watching.
Yeah,
I was just
it's
like, that twang gives me life.
Gives you life.
I think she's an amazing actress, and just like I just love that twang. I don't know, I love Southern accents, maybe because I sound Southern half the time. So like,
you have a little bit of Southern to you. It's kind of funny.
Why?
It's just I don't know. It's just amusing. You don't expect it. It's LA. It's LA. You know, you always, whenever a new accent comes around, you're just kind of like, okay, where's this person from?
No, it's funny because when I go back home, they're like, oh, you sound like you're from Hollywood.
Oh, really?
Like, how does Hollywood sound? I don't know.
I still get the Wisconsin sometimes.
Ooh.
Certain words. Toast and
North Dakota.
North Dakota. Back in Wisconsin. So Bull ends up confronting Will once he finds out that Kira might play some sort of role in all of this mess. And Will stands by Kira. And it pays off. But it doesn't always happen that way. He's risking his life. I mean, so it was a testament of love in this regard because he really trusted her. What did you make of that?
I think it's awesome because we don't see that many people go up against Bull that way, even though like it wasn't even really just going up against him, just like trying to make him see like my point.
Yeah.
Like if you can't commit to something, that's your problem. And like the way he said that, I was just like, oh, you better talk to the psychiatrist right now.
Yeah, and that's a good catch in that plays a role in how he comes about at the end of this episode with Diana. It truly does. So I think that this episode, this case played a role in making him realize that he needs to really figure out what he wants and what he values the most. And I mean, he met that model on over Allie. Yeah. So he met the model on over at Orlov's party. And I like how she just coyly says, "Yeah, I'm 29 years old, retiring from modeling. Don't know what I'm going to do with my life." He remembers this, and he hires the girl as his new assistant.
I just want to know if that's a smart move on his decision, because I just want to see Allie and Diana in one room just to see how that will play out.
She seems like she seems cute. She's got a good head on her shoulders.
True.
And I don't think that she's interested in Bull. I mean, she was trying to set him up with one of her friends.
True. That could also be a ploy.
Oh, it's not.
Girls are sneaky.
Girls are sneaky, but I don't know if they're that brash. I don't know. Okay, I just don't think in this instance. I don't think we have to worry about Allie.
True, but I'm just saying the prospect of that is actually so entertaining in my mind.
Well, I don't think that we have to worry about it because Bull is taking up Diana on her invite, goes on over to Texas, and passes up the opportunity. And the writers actually played with us a little bit.
Yeah.
They played with us, thinking like, oh yeah, Allie texted her or texted Bull the number for this model. And so we're thinking, all right, is he showing up at her doorstep, or is it really Diana? I think we all knew that it was going to be Diana.
Especially when we got to the house, because I'm sorry, that's nowhere near
New York. Yeah, nowhere near New York at all.
Not that house. It's not.
No. So it turns out, let's kind of go to the climax. Giancarlo.
Yes, I actually did not expect that.
You didn't?
Maybe I was hoping it was like Brent Orlov, only because I wanted him to have a flaw.
Yeah.
Because he seemed too charming. And the fact that he's bi, so
I agree with you.
The fact that he's bisexual is just like also like you can't not that you can't commit to anything, but like just that, dude, you go both sides, so I don't know what side on the coin you're gonna be right now.
Okay, all right. I'm like bisexual, so if you're bisexual, you are more likely to be guilty of murder.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
I just like to think that that's what you were thinking. I think it was pretty funny.
I can't, because that makes it against myself if I say that, and
exactly.
So I never want to be guilty of anything like that. Anyway, I'm just saying that the fact
that okay, I just caught what you said. Okay.
I was hoping to slip that in there.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it clearly. It just took a moment, but I caught it.
It slipped.
It's just like processing.
But I just felt like the fact that he goes on both sides of the coin, that like where does his loyalties lay, and how far will he go to beat his nemesis?
Okay.
Because like Bull said, like what you have to take planning and time.
Yeah.
And it has to be like anybody in fashion, only because like it takes months and years to create dresses for 1 week.
Oh yeah, and for an individual to come about with this plan for arsenic poisoning of all things on a dress, you knew this person was very plotting, and that's why it was so interesting that Bull had blurted out that question right when Will got arrested to find out whether or not he's a chess player or a checkers player. Turns out Will just yells out Pictionary.
Which I actually liked.
Pictionary is a great game, but it was just so interesting to know how quick-witted that Bull is to be able to figure out the right question to know what kind of brain this individual has. And he knew right from then. He knew right from then that he was going to have, that Will was not the person he was looking for.
Yeah, because he said he wanted practical people, non-artsy, only left-brain people.
Exactly. And they only left 4 right-brain people on this jury. It was very heavy left-minded. So it was only going to play to Bull and his case. And it turns out that Mr. Chunk gets his own revenge right at the very end, and as you mentioned, he gets to show off his football skills and tackle Giancarlo like a beast.
He jumped over that. He jumped over that bench. I'm like, you were a football player,
like linebacker style.
Just like it was epic and awesome.
And they actually did that on like hard grass too. Like that was a legit tackle. I wonder how many takes they did of that too.
I'm gonna hope for Giancarlo's character like 2 or 3. Otherwise, that will you'll be really hurting yourself at the end.
He's a big dude.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Well, it was a great episode. Again, we did not see anything about Benny. Really, we had that little drop that you caught, but we didn't have anything. So hopefully, we'll get a little bit of closure in the next coming episodes. Though my theory is it's going to be that finale episode. We're going to get this big moment with Benny. We saw some cool things from Marissa. Cable even came into play. She did that hacker. She had some hacking earlier with. She found Stitch Beast 3000.
And then, I think it's Delilah was like the assistant, right? So I'm trying to figure out how do you how do you find the dark web and how do you access it? Just like the fact that they mentioned it, I'm just like, now I'm curious.
I know.
How do you find the dark web? Because obviously we all know the top layer is internet.
Yeah.
Underneath that is a dark web.
You have to get some sort of computer like a component that allows you to access it. Like it's a special computer from what I've read online. I think that's like news articles. That's what I've gathered, but I'm not really sure. But anyway, it was just it was a cool episode. I enjoyed it.
I got my romance. I was happy.
You got your bromance. Nadine got her Cable moments, and though Nadine is not here tonight, but we did have Chae, and it was fun being with you. But Chae, please tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Hey guys, you can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Powerless on Thursdays. I'm filling in on Riverdale, and check out 13 Reasons Why Fridays at 11 a.m. If you have not checked it on Netflix, you do not know what you're missing.
Awesome. I've heard good things about this show, and you guys had a pretty good after show the other day.
We have the author in, and then we have 3 guests coming in this week.
Awesome. All right. Very cool. Well, definitely check that out, guys. I am Kevin Ellis. You can find me at Twitter and Instagram at The Kevin Ellis. And always know you guys can find us on SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes. We are all there. Guys, we will not be here next week. There is no new episode of Bull. I believe next week after that there is a new episode, but we're winding down. We've got like 4 episodes left. So it's winding down. So guys, stay with us. We'll be back in 2 weeks. In the meantime, have yourselves a great 2 weeks. See you guys later.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bull you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.